Well, good afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, this literally does not work. You know, I love what I've actually done down here because I've got so many different places that I can sit. I feel like I got a whole office out here because in the morning I can start out behind my desk there. That's like being in a cockpit because it's like everything is there for really doing my big live streams. Here is one of the spots I like to sit when, it's just kind of quiet and just trying to do some research and things. And then, of course, I like to go in the afternoon because it's just nice outside, especially before the cicadas invade. Just sitting out there as the evening goes down, get the sound of the fish pond and stuff. But I like to sit here and actually do research. When I'm not working in the workshop and stuff, I have thoughts that come in my head about things that I believe may be true. And then I'll go ahead and research and try and find out information that backs up what my thoughts were. And so, right now everybody's talking about, the Dallas Cowboys that, they should be a better team than they were last year. But, we're not sure that they would be able to take a step to be able to go to a Super Bowl. And believe me, let me stop you right there because I'm not saying that the Cowboys are a Super Bowl team. I'm not. I'm just going back through and giving you information that you can use for yourself. That way you can go to people when they say that the Cowboys can't do this or the Cowboys can't do that. I've at least done the research. You can go back and make an argument why it can or cannot happen. That's what I do. I love statistics. I love analysis. I love studying history. And for me, if you don't know where you've come from, you don't know where you're going. Here's an interesting trend. In football, it changes, of course, from era to era to era, but most of the things really stay the same. And more times than not, you can find trends in things in football. And one of the ones that's really kind of crazy to me is this one. Cowboys 6-10, terrible season. We all look at that and say, man, that was a terrible season. You don't look and say, that team could go to the Super Bowl because you look at it and say it was a 6-10 team. Are you kidding me? They were ass the year before. True. However, the NFL in their vision wanted it to be where week one, everybody has hope. That it doesn't matter what team you are, that you can believe that your team this year could be a team that could go to the Super Bowl. And they set into motion some things that help to behoove you to be bad, but to get better. The draft, of course. Of course, the teams that were the worst teams, they get the highest draft picks. The teams that lost a lot of great players and get compensatory picks. Your schedule, because your team was terrible, we're going to give you, the help section schedule, okay? As opposed to the teams that were good, we're going to give you the big boy schedule to make it harder for you to repeat. And as you're successful, other teams will pick away at you. They'll look for your coaches, your great coordinators become head coaches elsewhere. Your players become free agent signings elsewhere. All of these things hurt the teams that are good. And here's the thing that actually amazed me, because when you think about Tampa Bay, you could say, well, they got Tom Brady, so automatically they were going to go to the Super Bowl. But it wasn't actually just Tom Brady. It was actually, they had a lot of talent there. They were underserved at quarterback because Jameis Winston did throw 30 touchdowns, but he also threw 30 interceptions, hence 30 for 30. Tom Brady alone, just coming there, not having as many turnovers, made that team better, but he also brought a lot of people with him that helped. But the amazing thing was, the year before, they were 7-9. They ended up improving by 4 games from the year before. And you said, yeah, of course, because, they ended up having Tom Brady. Okay, I'll give you that one. But let's look at the San Francisco 49ers, who were in the Super Bowl. And this is where it's strange because it's completely opposite in the AFC. The AFC basically has been, New England every year is good and just about goes to the Super Bowl. They're an anomaly, or the AFC is an anomaly. The NFC, every year, it's pretty much somebody different. And it's crazy because the San Francisco 49ers that were 13-3 the year before improved by 9 freaking games. 9 games. They were 4-12 the year before and ended up going to the Super Bowl. Worst to first. Hold on. Let's dig a little deeper. The Rams, that in 2018 were 13-3. The year before, they were 11-5. So it wasn't quite as dramatic, but they still increased by 2 games. The Eagles in 2017 going to the Super Bowl and beating New England at 13-3. The year before, they were 7-9, plus 6 games. The Atlanta Falcons, 2016, were 11-5. The year before, 8-8. 8-8, plus 3 games. Carolina, in 2015, was 15-1. They went from 7-8-1, plus 8. Until you don't have a team that didn't increase their value until you get all the way to 2014, the Seattle Seahawks. Decrease. The year before, they had won the Super Bowl at 13-3. They dropped by 1 game and were 12-4 the next year. But the year before, they won the Super Bowl again, plus 2. They went from 11-5 to 13-3. The 49ers are the only other team that actually got worse and went to the Super Bowl. The year before, 2012, they were 13-3 and ended up being 11-4 when they went to the Super Bowl. So, but over through the course of the last 6 Super Bowl teams on the NFC, here's what's crazy. If you do the numbers, +4, +9, +2, +6, +3, +8, divided by 6, because that's 6 Super Bowls. On average, the team from the NFC that will go to the Super Bowl has average increasing by 5.3 games, more victories. Wow. And what you can defer from the data here is that what the NFL has been trying to institute, the fact that a 4-12 team can turn it around and become a 13-3 team. You have the high draft picks. You end up having a softer schedule. You got a 4-play schedule, which is a lot easier in the case of like the Eagles. Remember, the Eagles, they were in the basement the year before. And we've done this with the Cowboys as well, because when you look at the 2014 season where we were 12-4, the following year we were 4-12. And then we went from 4-12 to 13-3. So this turnaround, if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, should give you a lot of hope. I don't want to say that it should give you hope that we're going to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. But it would not be precedented that if it were to happen, that the Cowboys turned it around and were able to go. Numbers don't lie. And contrary to what Dan Orlovsky will say is we'll manipulate numbers to say whatever we want to. I'm not trying to manipulate them. This is straight up facts. Teams that go to the Super Bowl in the NFC over the last 6 years have averaged winning 5.3 more games the year before. This is why, as a Cowboys fan, you have to have some hope. And don't believe it when they say, oh, you can't be a 6-10 team and then go to the Super Bowl. They'll win their division and then, that's it. They can't play with the big boys. Well, I say, here's the argument against all them. So as always, I appreciate you guys being here. We'll, of course, bring you any other news that happens with the Cowboys. Right now, as things seem to be getting better as far as the COVID situation, where things are beginning to open up and getting back to some semblance of normalcy. One of the things that hasn't gotten there yet is for the media to be there at practice with the team. So right now, of course, we're having, little bits and pieces of information that come out, but not like you would normally have where the media is there, can bring you videos and tapes and all that. But let's be clear, the Dallas Cowboys, those guys are working hard right now to be one of those teams that turns it around and goes +5. I'd take 11-6 or 12-5 next year. I'll see you guys later.